So I take food very seriously. I have to eat enough and often enough so I don't become a grump. You might be thinking that this is everyone, but trust me, it's worse with me. My wifey and I used to go to the Bay Area to visit her cousin and her cousin's boyfriend. We'll call them Tyson and Melissa. So the wifey and I would drive about 2 hours and spend the night there so we could have the next day to hang out. The whole day was dedicated to just having fun. And I would dread this. Not because I didn't have fun, because I did, but because I would starve. We would usually have brunch as our first activity. Cool. Then we would go do something. On this occasion, we went to the gun range. So we fired off some rounds and it was fun. It was everyone's first time, and not to brag, but I was the best shooter of the group. At the end, you keep your targets. And since Tyson didn't want people to think he sucked, he brought his target really close and unloaded his gun into it so it looked like he was a sharpshooter. He tried to do it quietly too, but it's a gun, so how do you do that quietly? So after we leave, we're all a little bit hungry. They say, let's go get some frozen yogurt. And I'm thinking, that's cute. Aren't you guys really hungry? They think frozen yogurt is basically a meal. It's not. I asked them, shouldn't we find something real to eat? They basically give me this blank stare, like, we don't want to tell you what you don't want to hear. 15 minutes passed by, we pull up to the frozen yogurt parking lot. By this time I was so hungry, I was sweating bullets and my face was pale. I look over and there it was. A Hawaiian barbecue place. We get out of the car and I tell them I'm gonna go get food over here. They all laugh as if I was joking, but nah, I've already made up my mind. It was kind of awkward when I was standing there waiting for my food and they were all standing behind me with their frozen yogurts in their hands. Another time we decided to go hiking up to Mission Peak. This was our first time doing this hike, so I didn't know what to expect. We did not eat breakfast this time, but I did have my standard protein shake, as I always do. We decided to get some Subway to eat at the top. Even ordering the food was a process. Melissa wanted to share a sandwich with Tyson, while I wanted to buy myself 2 sandwiches. I was thinking her idea was terrible. We all tried to figure out how many sandwiches to buy, and we compromised. So the wife and I would share 3 sandwiches while Melissa and Tyson each got 1. It's a good thing I got that extra sandwich. Where the trail starts, there's a parking lot. But the parking lot's pretty small, so it was filled up already. So then you have to find parking along the streets of the neighborhoods leading up to the parking lot. And then these streets are all inclined, so that in itself was a hike. Walking up the streets just to get to the start of the trail, I had already finished my first sandwich. But you know what? Now that I think about it, I may be serious about food, but the wifey is way more serious. If you knew her, you may think she's a sweet, innocent little thing, but boy, can she eat. I really believe out of the circle of my friends, as a couple we eat the most and the most often. I guess it might be because we both work at her family's restaurant and we have food always around us, so it's always on our mind. Usually when we get home from work, it's about 10 or 11 o'clock at night. We always get the munchies. Sometimes we would throw in a frozen pizza into the oven. Now, once I take it out, I cut the pizza into 6 pieces, and she always wants to pick her half. From this, can you tell which half she's gonna pick? You can't? Well, let me help you. This blue line shows how much bigger this side is. Look at it. It's not that much, but if she didn't get to eat that extra, who knows? On top of that, if you count up the pepperoni, you can see that there is 5 more pieces on this side. She's so serious about her pepperoni. I have to be careful when I grab my smaller slices of pizza, because if I accidentally drop one of the slices of pepperoni, she'll grab it before I even have a chance to put down the slice of pizza onto my plate. Whenever we eat, she ends up being the first one to finish her plate, and also the first one to go for seconds. Sometimes she's done with her seconds before I'm done with my first plate. But her eating so fast does come with the side effect. She ends up being a pretty messy eater. There will be literally times that she has food on her face from breakfast, and we're about to sit down to dinner. But you know what though? I love her, and I know she loves her food. And I've been trying to make her more happy. So like I said, we both work at her family's restaurant, And we have a coworker that brings us Taco Bell sometimes. And this is when they had that one item. I think it's called a chicken chalupa. Basically, think of a taco, but instead of a shell, it's a perfectly seasoned piece of chicken and then some veggies and sauce inside. Oh, it's good. But usually how it works is we'll pull up to work and the Taco Bell is already waiting for us. She usually goes in first. In the time span that I'm able to get out of my car, go to the trunk, grab my backpack, and walk in, I'm able to get in just in time to see her finish off the food. And then our coworker is usually in the background laughing his butt off by this point. But it's okay. She just really likes her food. So yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.